whenever I am struggling with patience, perspective, I always go back to this one experience that I had more than 25 years ago. I was a university student and waiting for a job, and also waiting for a room to become available in my friend's flat. And so I didn't have the rent money, and I didn't have any money really, because as a university student, I was always supporting myself and working every holiday, every reading week. And my temp agency that used to get me medical secretary work was just taking forever to get back to me. So I had to sleep on my friend's flat floor. That was a bit weird, but on the floor in my friend's flat in the lounge for about 4 weeks, because every day I was waiting for this agency to call me with a job. And it was so peculiar because I'd always had something in advance, but this time round, for some reason, there was either a shortage of temp jobs, something was going on, and the room wasn't available for me to move into. And I didn't want to try my luck anywhere else. I wanted to move in with my friends, so I had to wait for the room to become vacant and for this person to leave. And so for the 4 weeks, without a smartphone, without Netflix, just had to get through the hours of the day until my friends would come back from their days, hoping that they'd feed me some grotty pasta, which just tasted amazing at the time. I just had to bear with it. And I think now, the way that we are, even, the older that we are, even though we had that experience where we were growing up without smartphones, we can't sometimes bear one day of uncertainty. And so we start to panic, we lose perspective, and we definitely lose our patience. So I always think back to that time where I just had to keep with faith and keep in the flow of things as I build business now, as I work on my postgrad, as I do my 9 to 5, as I parent, and as I do a lot of this, in silence, in the sense that there's no fanfare, there's no cheerleading squad, there's no immediate results. You've got to sort of build slowly without anyone's knowledge. And it can feel quite, like, what am I doing this for? Or what is the result going to be? And you can begin to lose heart. But then I always go back to that experience of sleeping on my friend's flat lounge floor and not knowing when I was going to get a gig or get paid. But it always worked out in the end. And those 4 weeks I had really were great for me, for my well-being, I guess, because I just needed to slow down a little bit, and I had to rely on others for once and not be so, let's say, so incredibly independent and not asking for help from anyone. And that was ingrained in me from very young. But it was such a great experience to draw on. And we need more of those kinds of resilient experiences that we can draw on when we are struggling with our own patience and not able to have perspective.